How's it going, everybody? It's Than from Tidal Gardens, and I am finally back from my vacation to Japan and Singapore. And of course, it was a great time. I had a wonderful time, especially in Singapore, where I had checked out the S.E.A. Aquarium, which is located on their Sentosa Island. First off, Singapore is, in a word, amazing. For the geographically challenged, it is located at the tip of the Malaysian peninsula and serves as a central trade and finance hub of Asia. With that comes incredible wealth, and the Singaporeans have used it to construct mind-blowing buildings and attractions. I got the sense that they wanted to make the best version of everything on Earth right in one city. For example, Sydney has an opera house, Singapore built two. Monaco has an F1 race in the city. Singapore closes off streets in downtown and has an F1 race at night. Like beaches and amusement parks, check and check. Like to gamble, Singapore has an amazing casino as a part of possibly the most spectacular hotel in the world, the Marina Bay Sands. If you're a foodie and love to eat out, I found just about every kind of cuisine imaginable here. Now this is partly because of their trade connections, but also because they have a very large expatriate community from just about every country. Oh, and the national language is English, which made getting around very easy for me. There were times on this trip where I could hardly imagine that this place was real. I only wish I was able to stay longer in Singapore because I'm sure I just didn't even scratch the surface. If you want, I'll do a vacation video later, but this is a Reef channel, so let's get into this aquarium. In a place where spectacle is seemingly the norm, one would expect nothing less from its largest public aquarium. I can safely say that it did not disappoint. The S.E.A. Aquarium is absolutely wonderful. One thing that I noticed right away by the S.E.A. is its size. The exhibits are huge and there's a lot of them. Now I've been to plenty of aquariums that feature a single large tank to get that wow factor. Any number of the tanks at the S.E.A. could be the crown jewel of other smaller aquariums. Having said that, size isn't everything. When it comes to reef tanks, my gold standard is the Waikiki Aquarium in Hawaii, and it is itty-bitty compared to the newer aquariums that are popping up. One section of the aquarium had a floor installation for sharks and rays. I liked the concept because it's great to see them from top down. Now, the thing that impressed me the most though was the fact that the panels were so clean. Can you imagine the condensation and salt creep something like this would build up? I enjoyed this artificial reef a lot. It was a huge cylinder aquarium, and it's the first reef tank where I didn't immediately hate the fact that it had fake corals in it. Whoever put together this aquascape really knew what it was supposed to look like. Now tell the truth now, from a distance, this thing looks real. The aquarium featured a very interesting non-photo biotope. Tons of sea fans, Tabastria, and Dendrophilia. Healthy and eating too. Now I've had my struggles with non-photo corals, and seeing one this size, I can only imagine the challenges feeding it. The other cool feature of this tank is pineapple fish. They're a deep water oddity that you don't see very often. My mind was totally blown when I saw this SPS tank. The tank itself may have been between, 1,000 to 1,500 gallons. It's kind of hard to say. But everything in it is so big. All of these acropora colonies were dinner plate-sized pieces and were practically growing on top of one another. The health of the corals was just simply outstanding. They even had clams growing in colonies of birds' nests. I think I'm going to have to try this for fun. This system is the Singapore Aquarium's open ocean tank, which features the largest single aquarium viewing window in the world. It's hard to even get the whole thing in the picture, but to give you an idea of how large it is, it's bigger than a Boeing 737 airplane. I like visiting public aquariums because the really good ones are truly inspirational. And I find that I always learn something new that I can implement in my own systems. I liken it to the cooking analogy, that in order to make great tasting food, you have to go out and taste great tasting food. If you're stuck in your own kitchen too long, things tend to stagnate, and it's not good for the creative process. Needless to say, I had a great time visiting Singapore, and I spent a good 3 hours touring this aquarium. So tell me, what's the nicest aquarium that you've been to? I've only gone to a handful, so who knows, I might make a special trip one of these days. Let me know in the comments below. Okay guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also check out my website, www.tidalgardens.com. Boy, I really miss Singapore. It was so cool. I really want to go back soon.